Okay, so I'm ready to start recording, and this is where I'll go with you my methodology, and you don't have to go this way. You can create your own way. But what I do is I set up one track for recording, which is my record track, and that way I can get the levels right, get the inputs, everything I need right on this track, and then as I record, I just drop into the associated track that is going to stay. And on that track is where I'll add all my effects and such. So it's just a great way for me to just kind of muscle through it and without having to constantly readjust every time I want to record a new track. So you have to keep in mind, though, whatever the name of this track is going to be the name of the files it records. So, for instance, this one says Gangstar All for the Cash, and if you notice in your regions list, there's the Gangstar All for the Cash up here. So if I record right now, this would name that file Record 001, which makes it really hard to figure out when, if you need to make adjustments or if you send the file out to somebody else to do some mixing. It's going to make it a little bit difficult for them to media manage. So you want to change this name. So I'm going to record my first verse. So I'm going to change this to Sharif verse. Okay. So now when I hit record, it's going to name the file Sharif verse. All right. So now I'm ready to start recording. The first thing I have to do is I have to do what's called record enable the track. So this white dot here under my name, if I click that, you'll see that this starts to blink red. That means that it's active and it's record enabled. Now it's picking up levels. They're not high because this is actually the studio mic just picking me up in the main room. I'm currently on a different mic. I'm on input 2. So this is where I would change my input. Again, if I go to your input, output, here's your input tab, here's your output tab. I'm going to go to interface and I'm going to change it to channel 2. And now you'll see that you're getting levels. I'm hearing myself through the speakers, so I'm going to mute this track. And you see that the levels are still coming in, but they're not coming through the speakers. So you're not getting any of the feedback. I do want to record my verse, though, in the booth. So I'm going to change this back to 1. And I'm going to start my recording, and I'm going to run into the booth, do my verse, and come back out. So I'm going to start from the beginning. So I'm going to click this back button here. It takes it back to the beginning of the track. So now I'm ready to start recording once I get my level straight here, and I can do a couple tests. And once I'm ready to start recording, I have to record, enable the actual session. And now this is ready, and the only thing I have to do is hit play once I'm ready. So I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to record my verse. Okay, so I'm going to hit stop now with the space bar. So now I have my verse. And if I go up to my toolbar here, I pick the hand, I can drop it down. And if I click here, I'm going to skip to past all this dead space, and I'm going to skip to my verse. And you see it's there. Now, obviously, it's being drowned out by the beat, which means I need to do some mixing. But once you get this to a good level, then you can go ahead and move into mixing.